first moment I found out that I was going to be involved with DCF, or I was being accused of anything that they were investigating, I guess my feelings were a combination of, being upset, obviously, and nervous, and thinking of potential scandals and all these other things that would go along with that. So didn't really know which way to go. Also understanding that DCF has a lot of authority and the ability to ruin someone's life if they chose. So when I heard that DCF had basically been contacted and they were going to investigate myself and some other people who I'm involved with, I was actually on a retreat. So I got a phone call from a friend who had heard from DCF, and they had received the notice, or I don't know if it was on paper or a phone call from DCF, and that there was an accusation. I was definitely very anxious about it. I'm understanding that, first of all, being accused of anything like what I was being accused of was a terrible thing, and just I would never even think about doing anything like that. So being falsely accused was I guess upsetting, to say the least. And then on top of that, not knowing the consequences of what may have followed behind that. I found Attorney Seaver through a friend's reference. They had spoken to him, and from them we took their advice to contact him ourselves, and he was extraordinarily helpful. And Attorney Seaver came as very, very highly recommended, both with you can see the comments online, and also from our friend, because he had already been dealing with him and found that he was doing very good, and turned out to be the best. So once we contacted Attorney Seaver to essentially make a game plan and figure out how to approach the accusations of child abuse and child neglect, Attorney Seaver was very diligent and motivated to straighten the problem out, which was not just comforting with having someone kind of going to bat for you, but also very helpful to know that he was extremely diligent in making sure that every single rock was overturned to make sure that any accusations were proven to be false. And he was extremely careful to not miss any details. And in the process of doing that, we spoke pretty often, daily for a while, making sure that we did take care of every single little detail together. And he was, very careful to make sure that the right things were done to ensure that all of the accusations ended up being overturned. There ended up being no problem. And that is principally because of basically his hard work and diligence and attention to detail. Attorney Seaver had pretty much handed DCF an entire story that disproved any sort of possible allegations that were being made. And thanks be to God, that made the whole thing go away. And that's because of his hard work and attention to detail.